I'm excited to build our own Jurassic Park. It's been a while, Rockstars, since we've done a Jurassic Park or dino themed series. Plus, I believe they have a lot of things for custom building when it actually, to look like the actual Jurassic Park itself. So it's not going to be just Minecraft blocks. There are lots of custom signs, I think, custom roof textures. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited about this. Now, I do not know the recovery system, fossils, amber, that's all still a thing here, but it's always slightly different in each and every single mod. Before we do anything with dinosaurs, though, we kind of need to get a home base set up. We need tools, food, supplies, a bunch of stuff. We have a little bit to go before we're just bringing dinosaurs back to life. And I just realized I don't even have, like, JEI, which is something we might have to re-add into this. A cherry blossom biome? That would be a pretty cool start, And that'd be a wood type that's different. I've never got to actually properly build in the cherry biome before. Come here, sheep. Give me your lamb chops. Yummy, yummy, yummy. This looks like a pretty cool area. We might just stick around here anyways and actually build, like, the park. It's gonna be interesting because there's a lot of mountains, but I feel like this is a really cool setup. We have the mountain going down into a massive, like, river-esque area. I don't think there are water dinos yet, but, I would assume those are gonna be added at some point. Oh my god, there are 3 baby zombies. There are 2 in front of me and 1 behind me. That's not something that I want to deal with. I'm just trying to get to the cherry biome, please. I mean, great. We have zombies to deal with, but at least we're in the cherry biome, so we can actually take a look around, see if it's worth building over here, and I wouldn't mind using the actual cherry wood. Is this a snow biome connection? That's so strange. We have like a snow mountain, right? In between this 2 separate portions of the cherry biome? Yeah, look, it's all snow and there's ice cubes up here. That's strange. That's cool though. I should probably actually get some of my food smelted up so we can regen. Go away, zombie. There we go. But yeah, I really like this area. So I think we're gonna collect a bunch of wood and look for a spot to build. It's always weird trying to start a building in this because we need a home base, but also like a research center for everything that we're going to be building for the actual Jurassic Park itself. So there's always a little, oh, I did not mean to let him blow up. A little bit of a different design to go into it when we tried to design these parks. But I don't mind the idea of like this being like the home of the research center, the top center of the mountain, right on the edge of the snow. And then you go down in all directions and that will be the actual park itself. So I guess the first order of business should be just to clear out a flat space over here for us to actually work with, because this is a little bit too hilly for us to actually build on top of. And maybe we start with a bed and a respawn point before we die and, cause more issues. Did you just hit me, Mr. Goat? What was that for? All right, ignoring the goat, look, we actually have a somewhat flattened out area. It's enough space. The only problem is I kind of want to make this, like, instead of making like a square house or even irregular houses that I usually make, I want to make it more like a research laboratory. So I feel like we should have more types of, I guess, wood or stone going into this. I think I like the idea of making like the cherry logs, like the corners of it. And then I think I want an outline like this with like regular oak wood. And then we should fill the center in with some sort of stone or stone brick. And then we have it like some type of circle-esque here. I mean, we're gonna have to make the door at a corner, which is not something I'm very good at, because otherwise it's gonna stick out that way or this way. And we kind of need to walk down this way for our park. I feel like this is the right direction to go in. Maybe I should start with getting more iron so I have armor, tools, and whatnot. That might be useful. Ooh, coal. I hadn't even thought about it. Let's grab this. Yeah, we're probably gonna go down the mines and get some more iron for basic tools, and then we can start actually crafting and building our home. I do believe there was a mine shaft or a hole in the ground that looked like it leads to some sort of a mine, even if it's a really basic one, somewhere when we first got up here. We are in a big old mountain too, which should be more emeralds, I think, as well. Actually, let's just double check the biome about that. Or just cherry grove. I thought it would have been like mountainous cherry groves or something. Interesting. Well, let's head on down. We need that iron. Yeah, we've already got a little bit, but I see mobs everywhere. It does not look like a good sign. You're burning, zombie. How about I finish you off? Oh, that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to reinstall JEI for these custom crafting recipes with the actual, Jurassic Craft mod. And look, what did I say? Mountain biome, or technically a mountain, and we've got emeralds. Not really useful to us since we're not watching Project E, but I guess we could trade with villagers. I don't know if copper is gonna be useful or not. Because it's not the copper update. We're not to that version. This is only 120.1, but it is the mod pack. It could use copper. Come on, give me. Oh, I don't like the looks of this. Come on, give me some good iron location or something. Maybe a better section of the cave. I feel like this is gonna lead to a dead end. Yeah. And a creeper got me. Not really a big deal. I didn't have a lot on me and I know exactly where I am. But that was also a dead end. Yeah, we just have to take a minute and actually find a cave. Ah, my zombie, go away. There we go. Okay, I'm off fire. Whoo, I thought I was gonna burn to death. This looks like a somewhat promising area, I hope. Ooh, okay, hold on. We had to have plaster and other mods. So let's, I guess, see if we need it for this. No, we don't. Pile of petrified fossils. Let's go. So we're getting some of our first fossils. Another reason we need to go down to the mines is the actual fossils themselves. And we are at another dead end. Great. So lots of baby mines, but no real mine shafts. Go away. Ow, ow, ow. Die. Yes, go off the cliff. I need regen, please. Let's get some iron right here. And there's fossils right below this. Hold on, we gotta be careful because I do not need to fall down and die. That's only one single fossil. But this looks like a much more of a cave. Now we have somewhat of an actual cave. I need a little bit of armor. An actual sword would be nice. And I am now out of food. So we have a few things we need to collect before we go down to the mines. Alright, we finally have some equipment, which is really nice. So we can actually go into the mines now. Hopefully this isn't a dead-end cave, and that's all that really matters right now. We got ourselves another emerald. I don't know if we'll need them for the future. I did add JEI in, which is super nice so we can actually see. So we're gonna need a cultivation tank, an embryo fabricator. There's an egg incubator, egg fertilizer. Yeah, kind of what I expect from this mod, or any kind of Jurassic mod. They all have similar machines. They're just usually made differently. Ooh, more fossils. Let's go. So we've got 4 more. I think there's 8 or 9 petrified fossils at home. Amber, I think, is a separate thing. So I think that's still something we can discover. Come here, skeleton. I want to get rid of you. Ouch, that hurt. Bye-bye. Come on, there's got to be some more iron down here somewhere. Why is there so much coal? Hey, even more fossils. I'm not going to complain about finding more of these. I guess it's just going to be a while before we actually get a good amount of iron and supplies and stuff. Jeez. These mines suck. Well, Rockstars, so at this point, we're just going to be gathering a lot of material, supplies, and whatever we need to kind of build our home, basically. I want to have a fancier house than something that I normally build. I really do. So we're going to get a few different types of wood. We're going to have a couple different stone types. And the main focus is that it's not a square. It's going to be a circle type house, which I've tried a million times before, but I've struggled with a lot. I'm hoping that we can really use the cherry grove trees to their maximum potential. I'd like to use the stripped cherry logs because I like that pink better than the plank versions. The plank versions are very light colored in comparison, and they're not a favorite version of mine to do it with. So I think we'd much rather build with the stripped oak logs and whatnot, but we probably won't get to use those because I end up coming up with the design for the floor where I was originally going to use those blocks in a completely different manner. But I struggled a lot with trying to decide what blocks to get and everything else kind of overall. So I got a bunch of different wood that was the local area, whether it was birch, not butch if I could speak, oak and cherry. Then we got cobblestone, stone bricks. We could have went with colored glass, but I didn't want to make it too bright and vibrant, you know. I already felt like certain colors, especially on the floor when we got there, were a little bit too much, and it was a little too bright overall. But overall, at least now we've got a full set of iron armor. We're protected, and once we get our house set up, we can actually start working on getting the overall system built for the bring dinosaurs back to life, you know, because the whole point of this series is to build our own Jurassic Park and get our own dino show and dino park and whatnot. So that's gonna take a little bit of time to get to, but we do make a lot of process in the fact that once we have our house built up, we do get a lot of fossils mined up. So it's a really big setup episode, but I feel like it took us less time and we got a better looking house and whatnot than we usually do in these very first episodes, especially with how many fossils we got. It was a really good start as well, since we don't need plasters to get the fossils. All right, so we've got our materials and I've figured out, I think, how I want to make this door. The iron out of what wood and stone selections we have left for doors, I think looks best. And we've got the corner part, so we kind of just need to make it somewhat a circle-esque type thing. So how is the best way to do that in Minecraft? I do not know. Never been good at this whole circle-y thing. Back to diagonal and drop back one. Let's get rid of this sapling. So 1, 2, 3 out, I guess, and 2 to the right, or the second one to the right. So 1, 2, 3, like here. Would that be it? I think those are the same annotation. Is that the right word? This feels off on this side, but yeah, there's more blocks. There we go. I think that's why it was 1 block in too much. Okay, so now that we've got that, let's make these double tall. And what's the best way to round this out? Do we want to go for a little straight line here, then jump again, or do we want to go straight? I don't think we want to go straight diagonal. I think we go a little straight, and we're going about 2 blocks in between each thing. So 1, 2, and let's, oop, that is not good with that plant there. There we go. Does that work? So 2 out straight, and then we cut in a little bit, right? That feels wrong. I'm trying to make sure this stays even. This is difficult. Oh, this should line up with this. That makes a lot more sense. So if we go here, it does line up with it. Maybe filling in the outer line that we want with the oak wood would be helpful, like this. Oh, but how do we want, see, that's the weird thing I have about building like this, is look at the angles. Like, do we want to make these logs stick out? Because we could just bring these back a little bit, right? And then that could work. It would allow us to add some dimensions, or we could just make it flat, which is easier but boring. I think we make everything indented one, which will allow us more diversity. So let's pull this back right here. I feel like we should make these too thick, because on the inside we still want probably flatter walls. See, that works right here, but that doesn't really work here. Even if I remove these blocks, right, and I make this here, then we can see the double there. But if I remove these blocks and say get rid of these ones, we place this here. They're both on the inside, which sort of works, but it's not quite right on the corner there. All right, so this side is, yeah, even with this side, perfect. Eventually the center of all these will replace with like stone brick, but right now I really just want to get this set up. All right, I'm still a little unsure about the house, but I did some redesign. So let's grab ourselves some glass panes here real quick. I still need to think of the rest of the floor that I want to do. Look, it's a little small on the inside, but that's okay because it won't matter. So let's walk on in, and yeah, so it's a little cramped because of the 3D test style that I was going for. Every middle they come in because I want to add at some point like textures to the outside. Like I use some slabs and cobblestone stairs for the roof, so I'd like to put like a stair here, 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 and here to have like the circle type design, you know, plus maybe some bushes. It's gonna be a park in a theme type amusement area for dinosaurs. I want it to look nice, so we're gonna probably spend a little more decoration time than we usually do on most of our builds. Now windows are gonna be a little tricky, especially as glass panes. I'm thinking we do double 2x1 windows, right? So that's on the outside. We do the outside here, and we kind of just keep that theme, because if we put them here, the panes will line up with the blocks, so they won't connect right. Same thing for these catty corner areas. This is not going to be the research area of the house. What I'd like to do is eventually dig down into like a spiral staircase down, and downstairs will be all the lab equipment and the fossil machines and all that type of stuff and jazz. That will be what that is stuff. Right here will be our normal area, storage, food, chests, our armor. There we go. I don't think that looks all that bad. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I think it's gonna come together a lot more over time. Now, the next step is definitely the flooring. I have an idea of what I want to do a little bit, but I'm not completely sure. A stone shovel, but I want to use stripped cherry logs, which are a smoother, cleaner version that aren't quite as bright as the cherry, oh, I don't have any on me, the cherry secondary planks. I think we want to go with birch for it as well, but birch is really bright, but which would be a good contrast. We have a lot of darker colors on the walls and whatnot, but I don't want to make it too bright either. No, creeper, creeper, creeper. Oh, that is pure luck. That destroyed not the house, basically. That's insane. That destroyed the outside of the house, the underground, but not anything that we actually placed. Wow. I have a couple torches left. Let's make sure we light this up before we get any more of those bad boys. I think I found the compromise. I think we want to outline this right with like the birch logs. I want to take these lined up middle points like this. How well does this line up? It should be pretty darn even with each other. Yeah, I mean, because of the way I rotated, everything's a little off. Actually, that might be a good design. Hold on, let's try that. We do that here. We do this here. Pull it on through to this side like this. Kind of annoying that it's not lined up. So what if but then if we do it this way, it's not gonna line up right. I kind of like the idea of the plus sign, but I don't like the way this lines up right now. So hold on, let's get rid of everything. Let's make little indents like these two off these blocks, but not all the way across the room. I like this. Now I think what we do is we take, hold on, I need a base. So cobblestone here, we take the shield off. It's always annoying when you build with it. I think we make an outline like this. There we go. Add these here and we can like connect them right here. We got a nice little like connection there. That's pretty neat. And it's not the stripped oak. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna should we use more cobblestone or should I don't have enough birch logs. Maybe we should switch to birch planks and do like an outline like right here, or maybe I'm overdoing the pattern style. Like we do this on all sides. I need a few more birch logs and just barely having enough. Now we actually take these and this is where we strip them, or we could not strip them. Ooh, that actually looks really good. Oh wait, and I didn't make the indent here. I think I like the indent more, so put that there. Yeah, adds a little more aesthetic feel and shape to it, I think. So there we go. I think we keep these up and down like this. I like the sides. I really like that, but okay, just for testing, because we are living in a cherry grove, what about the pink like this? Oh, I'm not sure. I think it looks good, but with the birch, it really stands out not the way I want it to. I think the dark is better. I'll find somewhere else to use the pink striped or stripped logs, because I want to make use of the cherry blossoms, which means we can add our doors back and pressure plates. Do I use weighted pressure plates? Why not, right? Because then mobs can't use those, right? The weighted pressure plates or the iron pressure plates and whatnot. Yeah, heavy weighted pressure plate. So there we go. We'll take those boys. And it's also, you know, a different coloring style. It's not all the wood that we've been using. So we placed this here and here with these. Nice. Yeah, and that doesn't stand out too much. I like it. I think this has actually come to really this might be one of my favorite simplistic, non-simplistic houses. It's really, really, I want to say dynamic in its shape, which is something I usually struggle with. But Rockstars, I think that's a good place to end up today's episode. I mean, we've got 27 pile of petrified fossils. We've got our house set up. We're ready to move on to start making lab equipment and taking the next step to getting dinosaurs recovered. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below if you guys want to see more next time. And until then, Rockstars, peace, peace.